In 2019, a high-level panel linked the weaknesses in our intelligence services to state capture. It said, "Our key finding is that there has been a serious politicization and factionalization of the intelligence community over the past decade or more, based on factions in the ruling party, resulting in an almost complete disregard for the constitution, policy, legislation, and other prescripts, and turning our civilian intelligence community into a private resource to serve the political and personal interests of particular individuals." The government's response to these damning revelations? An ominous amendment bill, the General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill, or Gilab, which makes things far worse rather than any better. Together with other members of civil society, we share the view that this bill promotes an intrusion of state security agencies into our society in a way that will undermine our democracy, clear the way for continued overreach by these state agencies, and lay the ground for a return to state capture. Gilab does one good thing. It follows the recommendations and divides the foreign and domestic intelligence services. But it introduces some scary features and leaves out the oversight that the high-level panel and the Zondo Commission said was so critical. This is why we are so worried, and why you should be too. First, Gilab gives the intelligence services the powers to do security vetting of any person or institution of national security interest. Sounds vague? Yes, it is. The definition of national security in the bill is very broad, and so anyone could theoretically be subject to vetting. Second, the bill widens the definitions of intelligence and national security, including not only threats, but opportunities, in a way that would allow for the intrusion of these spy agencies into matters far beyond the legitimate scope of state intelligence. Third, the bill allows for the collection of bulk surveillance, that is mass scanning and collection of electronic signals. Previously, this was unregulated and had been ruled unlawful by the Constitutional Court in a challenge by amaBhungane. Now, this will be done with the approval of a retired judge, but there are no details set out in the bill at all about what the controls or limits will be. Fourth, it fails to provide safeguards to prevent the abuse of secret funds that was a key element of state capture at the State Security Agency. This opens the door to continued illegal expenditure and mismanagement of funds from the Secret Service account. Finally, Gilab fails to ensure the independence of the Inspector General of Intelligence, the watchdog of intelligence agencies, and the capacity to enforce their decisions. This bill is a danger to our democracy. Join us as we seek to stop the bill and to protect the rights to freedom of expression and association in South Africa.